In this bonus video, we're going to talk about your brand story and franchise brokers. I can't tell you how many times a broker will comment, a franchisor spent time to come to a conference, presented to the brokers, they leave, and the broker really doesn't know what differentiates their brand, right? It's great to build good relationships with brokers. They're good people. But if there's not a compelling story behind your brand, they won't care. It needs to be backed up by the data, the metrics, your item 19, and what we've done here today, or what you've done in our workshop. You're compelling why now. Nick, I see it so many times. What's your advice for deploying this story, for communicating it with brokers from the moment you get in an elevator at a conference with a broker to the follow-up email and package you should be sending to them?
Well, you got to remember, the broker is not in your system, your culture, your mission, your core values. They're not a part of you. So therefore, if you're not giving them the tools to win, then you're relying on them to try to frame the why now to the candidate pool that they're talking with. And now you're leaving it in their control, and in their control, they might not know how to convince someone that you might be the right opportunity for them to talk with. So you got to think, how do we take some of these things and turn it into an asset, and how do we communicate those messages out so that we're basically training the brokers on how to sell on our behalf? It's like, I'm going to keep going back to this theme, but if your pickup lines, which we've already gone through, this is your wingman. Like you're at a bar and you don't have good pickup lines. Well, who do you rely on? You tell your friend to go help you go talk to that person. So here it's the same strategy, because how do you make a broker your wing person to go tell your brand story to someone that you have never talked with, that you want to talk with? And if you have that mentality, the only way the wing person is going to work well is if you give them the tools to go work well. If they're pitching you blindly, it's not going to get the result that you want, which is you want the interest of the person that you're afraid to go talk to or haven't talked with to come talk to your brand. So you got to know, like, they're not living and breathing your brand. Therefore, this is essential to helping the brokers actually know what to say. Why now?
Well, and Nick, an important point for all brands, many know this, a good franchise broker will tell you it's not their job to sell your brand. In many ways, you're selling the broker on your why now, and your story, right? And those unique attributes. So as you went through your brand story workbook, those unique factors, the consumer advantage, the franchisee advantage, the transformation, the victory stories, those are all things that good brokers want to hear about. Those are the memorable stories. And again, your brand is not just selling a product or providing a service. It's about the transformation. You need to, your why now should be about that transformation. That's the story you should be communicating with brokers. You need to be super precise with it. And every conversation should be backed up by a website, media, discovery process that demonstrates the genuineness of your story, your values, and why you exist.